Wubba lubba dub dub, how's it going? So, as the name of the stream implies, I am doing a clean slate for my game for Minijam 135. Here's the idea that I was doing where you have cool FPS movement and a grappling hook, and like you're just chased by a thing. Um, the problem is that like here I could pull it up quick. I probably should have actually opened up Godot before I started stream, but whatever. The problem is, if I open up the window, my water bottle's blocking my view of OBS. Uh, like that. There. The problem is, like, sure, it's, functional, but it's kind of, like, it, uh, it's cool. I actually did make a surprisingly decent grappling hook stuff. But the problem is, it's just like there's not much of a game here, right? I'm sure there could be one with some work, but like I genuinely don't really know how to turn this into a game. It's just like a ball chasing you around, and like the initial idea is that there'd be a bunch of like zombies or something on the ground. Maybe not zombies, just goons, right? That you'd have to have them run into and like have them ricochet towards. But it's just really hard for to control him, right? Like as you can see, he's not really posing much of a threat to me also. Uh and it might be like me making a bad environment for him to be in or whatever, but I think that this idea is just better left scrapped. And I have this first person movement, so if I ever make an FPS game in the future, right, I can just reuse this code because it actually does feel pretty good with the like run and the jump and the stuff like that. It will need tweaking, but so this idea scrapped. Screw it. I'm killing it. Um, and my new idea is, let me open up Notepad again. Is this? This is just stuff that I wrote last night. So just an isometric game. It's gonna be kind of a hack and slash type deal. It will be in 2D, which is something that I kind of swore to never do again, but it's easier, frankly. Um, so just sprite work. Um, yeah. So just a robot girl with a big sword. Just cause it's cool. I it's mainly just the whole game is just you're in like a corridor, right? And at the end is, the goal. Um can I actually pop out chat? There we go. Okay. That's something that I probably should have done a while ago. Is pop out chat. Oh, I also forgot to stream that I'm going, or I also forgot to post on YouTube that I'm going live. Let's do that. Uh Technical difficulties. Well, not really technical difficulties, but you know. Oops. Why does shift I accidentally sent a tweet. Whatever. A shift enter seems to send tweet, which is stupid, I feel like, cuz most other software shift enter is how you do like a new line. But okay. So, uh so it would have character would be a state machine. That's decently easy to do. Um the whole gimmick of the game is there's a corridor with a bunch of breakable blocks that are, keeping you from going to the end. Um, to break those blocks, you basically need to knock back these like little bomb walkie guys into them, and they explode, causing the bricks to explode, and then you can just keep rinse and repeating until the end. And then behind you, there's like a big spike wall that chases you, and keeps you from, like, it keeps you from just taking your sweet time, Makes it more of a challenge. So what should I name this one? I'm just gonna name it like Robot Corridor, just to start off with, because whatever. And actually, before I do anything in Godot, I'm gonna open up Krita, and I'm gonna open up Krita and do some sprite work for all, like, the environment and stuff, just so I can get that done quick. Let me make an image. Okay. So I actually need to move my keyboard out of the way so that I can have my drawing tablet, because I will actually just be like kind of sketching some stuff. Bah. I think I might have bumped the mic with the funny pen, but that's probably fine. I got some Mountain Dew today because I gotta have my, extra like 2% caffeine. Super important. Okay. So, let me just like make everything good on my end. I should probably stream. I should probably stream Krita. Hold on. Where is it? Window capture. Oh, it just grabbed the correct one. I'm glad it didn't grab something it wasn't supposed to. Okay. Actually, Krita's, my drawing tablet's 1080, but my stream canvas is 1440, so I just need to scale it up a little. Why is it jank? Why does it look like that? Hold on. I think what it is Krita needs game capture. I think that's what the problem that I was having last time or something. Krita, hello. Is it gonna appear? Window capture seems to not work for it. So game capture maybe? Capture specific window, Krita. Maybe I'll just do a desktop capture since it is oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. And then put that under me. There we go. Now, bada bing. With that out of the way. Wait, let me actually make sure that it's like gonna show up. Yeah, okay. That looks about right. Now, without further ado, let's start. I have the Orange Juice soundtrack pulled up also. So, first thing that I want to do is I want to do, some, what's it called? Just some like basic sketches. So I'm actually gonna switch over to a pencil. Just, it makes the sketching feel better, honestly. This isn't the pencil I want this one. So for the robot girl, right, I want her to be like half destroyed. So my idea is like a rag that kind of goes down one side. Like this, almost. Just very... Oh, maybe longer. Maybe more like that. And then kind of coming down like that. My main idea is just that, like, she's gonna have... I'll have to just redraw it so that it's not as messy and smaller, so that I have more space to work. So, the idea is just kind of a cloak type deal, like almost a leaf shape, just because that's a nice shape. Also, this is loud. I'm gonna turn it down. Yeah, that should be good. How loud was it? That's pretty loud. That like drowned out my voice, maybe. Gonna start off with like a leaf shape. And then what I want is like an arm to be like stupid long, kinda. So first I want to draw the body in to get it like to get a decent scale. Maybe something like this for the hips, with some things going up here into the sides, and then some things going back here just for stabilization type deals. And then legs. I didn't think about the legs at all. They could just be, if I have it be like something like this, like a drum. If I have it be a drum with a stick on it, like a rod, but then have this stick, well, actually, what would need to happen is I'd need to have drum be more... Okay, so I'm like developing this idea as I go, right? So drum would need to be more centered to rotate, right? And so then the drum would be attached to something like this, which would be attached to another drum on the inside, just for more leg flexibility, I guess. This isn't a great... Hold on. It would be attached at the middle again, so let me just do that. And then this drum will actually be quite a bit wider. Like that, maybe. And this drum will have kind of a taper in like that on it. And it'll house the actual leg. Which this will go into another drum. Actually, the drum will be on the other side. The drum will be like this again. This one's just for the knee, so it's gonna be smaller. And it's gonna look like that. Maybe. These are very complex legs. It might be better to just have it be something more simple, where it's like that, and then that, and then that as the idea. Yeah, let's probably go with that. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna quickly get this whole deal out of here. Move it to its own layer. Where'd it go? XV, there it is. Hide that just to keep it, because I don't really want to like delete stuff. So big drum here for the top of the leg. Goes down. Attaches to another drum. Let's have. Oops. Why'd that undo so much? What? Oh, I pressed something that like wasn't undo. I pressed Control X, which I have no idea what that does. So instead of having it be a instead of having it be just like straight, this is where the axle is connecting here, and then that's where the leg is. And for the foot, it can be a more of a like a ball joint type deal. So it's gonna kind of fork like that, and have joint, foot there, like that almost. Probably should have symmetrized that just so that it would be symmetrical, but whatever. I'll just try to eyeball it. I'm very bad at like eyeballing symmetry. So, I'm also not the greatest of artists to begin with, so whatever. And I do plan for this to be like honestly pretty low res, so like the fact that I'm not too happy with how it looks. Like I think it does look pretty jank, but that's not going to be an issue, ideally. I don't think so. I think I might have made the hips too wide, but I can do another sketch quick. But for now, I want the arm to kind of like... So the idea is the torso will go up like this, just with a big shaft, and then this part will connect over here. And then this part will connect over here. So we got our shoulders. Okay. And then we can have a neck from the shoulders. I don't know if I want it to have like a human face, like a humanoid face, or if I just want her to have like pure robot energy. But offshooting from the shoulders shall be an arm. I want it to have like a big piston on it somewhere. So I'm trying to think of how I could fit that in. Like, would that be up for the forearm or for the upper arm? And I'm thinking forearm. That would be on forearm. I want like this arm to very clearly be like she wasn't built with this, right? Like I want it to be something that looks kind of alien. That's the upper arm, and then there's just a large drum. And then on this, there's gonna be these two pistons, or I guess these are more just shafts. Like that. the rest of the arm would slide up and down on. This is a not great drawing, but it'll work. It'll work. And then on here, a lot of the reason why I wanted to do a robot was so that I could animate it, so that, like, because, you know, human joints, try rotating your wrist, you can only kind of, like, do, like, 180 degrees with it. Maybe 360 if you, like, count the rest of your arm. But with a robot, you could have, like, the wrist be, you know, the wrist could go circles around itself. The wrist can rotate in pretty much however much you want it to. And I feel like for the sword attacks that I just thought of, when I was thinking of this idea, it just having the rotating wrist is, like, kind of necessary for doing it this way. It's not necessary, I could just have it be, like, a guy, but it's something where, yeah. Another idea was to have the sword be, like, a part of the hand. Not sure how I feel about that one, but, I mean, could be a good idea. But, for that face, right, I want, like, at least one eye to be kind of robot style. So if I do this, and then have, like, one eye just be kind of normal. This is not to scale, but have the face kind of torn down the middle. And I think the robot side should have some chips out of it too. It shouldn't be, like, perfectly the same. Maybe a hair like this. It's been mostly kind of cut off on this side. Right. I just, in my head right now, I'm imagining a ponytail, just beyond there. Maybe something like that. This looks awful. This looks stupid. She's so happy. Oh man, I kind of hate how this looks. I'm gonna just... Here's another idea. I just choose the pixel art size that I'm gonna do, and then just draw based around that. So what I want is, I want 64, not 64 width, oops. I want 32 width by 64 height. And let's lock those. There we go. And just while I'm at it, I'm gonna invert my selection and just kind of, like, go ham, just so that I know what my border is, right? Just so that I can kind of not strictly adhere to a border, but so that I can still, you know, use it as a reference. So now, I'm gonna go to my favorite brushes, as they are called, and I'm going to use the pixel art brush. Select that layer, and then I don't need to have the selection anymore. I could still have it just for the sake of having it, but I feel like it's probably better to, I don't know, I could have it, but then I can't, like, do that, right? And while I would just trim this out after the fact, I feel like I prefer to have the option, maybe. So she's gonna be looking like this way, right? Or actually, I'll start off with this one, because that's simpler, or it's more upfront. So the most important part of the design is going to be the big sword. That's going to be like the biggest thing that you see. And actually, maybe I should have this be 64 by 64, just so I can have the sword be big, wide, and part of it. Or if I do have the sword be like arm sword, then if it's like up here, and kind of just, I want it to be kind of flat on the end, so maybe like this. Get rid of that because it's out of bounds. If the sword arm's like that. I actually, since she's gonna be looking at you, the sword should be like here, more so. I'll draw the rest of the body first. The sword might not be the best thing to start on. So, big cloak. I'm gonna try drawing in like pseudo 3D, like this. Like that would be the top of it. And then it would go down. I'm kind of really thinking of something like Emil's cloak. Something like that. And then underneath that, the legs will be visible. And then arm, big arm. I want it to have like a spiky top. Maybe going full on isometric is too much, because that requires drawing in like a constant 3/4 angle view. Or actually, you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll just pull up isometric characters as a reference, because I don't know what I'm doing. Isometric character reference. Okay. Ooh, this seems like a useful tool. There's just a GIF full of a bunch of different things. And I didn't drag it in as one, but it is a GIF. So let's delete all that black. Just get the pure men. And so I guess I'll just do down and to the left to start. And it looks like this is already pretty much the size that I want. So, bring it down a bit, lock it, delete all this crap. Now, I also should make this man pretty transparent just so I can see through him. So hips are an important part, so let's get those hips in, kind of like that. The legs should be kind of... If I just have it be like black colored type stuff, then it kind of hides. This song is really loud. Did it like reset? No, Nanako's theme is just stinking loud for some reason. Let's skip it. So, lot to do, a lot to do, a lot of them. Okay. So like there's some feet, right? And the feet are gonna be mostly obscured. For torso, I could just make this game be a side scroller. That would be easier. But I feel like isometric would be a lot cooler. Maybe what I could do is just in my free time, like make a 3D model for something, and then just do a 3D isometric game. Because it doesn't need to be 2D, it's just 2D is like, not easier, but it's something, right? 2D is kind of, it's there are a lot of ways that drawing is kind of easier than 3D modeling, but then there are also a lot of ways where 3D modeling is kind of easier than drawing. Like, especially when it comes to angle stuff, right? Like this. This is probably one of those parts where 3D modeling might be a bit easier. Do I want to... Okay, now here's the question. Do I want to just 3D model a character? I'm already, like, a day and a half spent on this jam. The thing is, I could, actually. Wait, I could do that somewhat easily. Frick. Now I'm, like... Now I'm... Do I want to just do that? It is something that I can do. Like, especially if I kind of make the design a bit simpler. Just like using a meal as a reference and maybe like a FNAF endoskeleton. Huh. It's one of those things where it's like I'm trying so hard to think if I'm gonna overcomplicate it or not by doing this, right? Like, what actually will be easier? Will drawing it be easier, or will making a 3D model, rigging the model, and animating the model be easier? So... I'm leaning much more heavily towards the 3D model now, and that's a little worrying, but, like, if it's... Okay, here's the logic that I'm gonna use to, here's the logic that I'm gonna use for this, right? What I could do is I could just have it, like... What I could do is I could just have it, be like low frame rate type aesthetic, maybe. Just keyframes only, no interpolation. And also, if I have the viewport of the game be small, low resolution, then it would hide a lot of like the problems that it has. Frick, I'm gonna do this. Okay. So instead of drawing an isometric sprite, we're gonna draw some character reference sheets, image, whatever. Emil Near, just so I have him as a reference. Oh, I forget that he's like actually wearing like a kind of nice coat. I found a thing where somebody 3D modeled him. It looks like. I mean, actually, wait, he is a 3D model. That just didn't like come to mind that he is a 3D model already. He's from a video game. FNAF endoskeleton. And I will probably be using a Henry designed one, because William's endoskeletons are a bit stocky for me. They're a bit much for what I'm doing here. Like, here, if I just pull up the tab, window capture. Like, oh, it's above me. Jump scare! Ah! This is a William Afton endoskeleton, but like this is Henry more so, like this one, and I think that this kind of would look better, and it will be massively simplified, like probably closer to this. Not even this complicated, but yeah, I'm going to quickly. Oh, but this is a good song. I like, whose song is this? Saki's theme. Why is it not showing? Wait, why is YouTube? Oh wait, like YouTube isn't showing the title. Is it because that like weird ambient mode thing is on? Nope. Okay. Well, I think I might do the old BRB bathroom break. Not this. The stream is not over. BRB. Or wait, I literally have Krita open. I can just type. I can just draw. Not the pixel brush. BRB. Ing. Is that TMI? Let's not have the peeing. So, okay, I'm gonna go do that. Okay, that took a bit longer than expected. I also ended up refilling my water bottle while I was at it. So, Is the music a good volume? It's louder on my end than it is on the stream, so it's like hard for me to tell. Actually, I'll do a quick listen, a listen check. Where I do this, and louder on my end than it is on the stream, so it's like hard for me to tell. Actually, I'll do a quick listen, a listen check. Sounds fine. I'll turn it down a little bit on YouTube, but this, the playlist of character themes seems to be a bit, it seems to be a bit, like, all over the place with the sound, with the audio. So, to design the character, I want big cloak, so just something simple, because it's gonna be low res. So, big cloak, kind of leaf shape again, Hollow Knight almost style. That's too, like, I want it to be more tall than wide. Like this. Yeah, like that. And then... Was that a Discord ping sound effect in this song? Wait, what? Am I going crazy? What? It sounds like there is a Discord ping in there. That's so weird. So big cloak, but that cloak's gonna be over just some very basic, like, animatronic legs. Like, ideally the legs are, like, barely poking out, right? Because the less they're poking out, the less I have to animate. And the less I have to model, too. Bada bing. Like, those are the feeties. I really don't like how that cloak looks. I'll just get to that point later. I'm gonna draw in, like, the rest of the legs just so that I can kind of design around them better. That's not where the joints are also. That's way too low, it feels like. I like to have the characters be more, like, not tall necessarily, but, like, lean, right? Like, not stocky and wide, just very, like, sleek and tall. Not tall, because, like, short, I don't know. Not tall, but, like, thin, lean. I don't know what the right word would be, but, like, not huge, not big wide. As much as I love Big Chungus, I think that Big Chungus kind of should have the title of Big and Wide to himself. So, just very basic animatronic legs. And I'm noticing that the particular animatronic I'm using as a reference kind of has, like, a triangle pelvis, which makes sense. That is the general shape that us humans have. Us humans! Am I right, fellow humans? And they kind of do have, like, their own joints for the legs, like that. Then just big, tall, stack type deal for the torso. And for the shoulders and, like, chest, this is frickin', man, FNAF has some good names. I like how there's Nightmare Endoskeleton as a character, and he looks like a doofus. He's kind of scary. I'd probably have nightmares of him. I want, like, a straight line for the chest. Yeah, like that. So this will just be like that. have these bad boys, but these are gonna be invisible because they're under stuff, so it doesn't matter too much. And this will I'll just mirror this in Blender. I could just mirror this drawing, but I'm already this far, so like, who cares? That is something interesting about the FNAF animatronics that I didn't notice, or at least this particular endoskeleton, is that the neck is actually like two things instead of just being like one. Like, it's two things in the middle, like this is solid and this is solid, which is weird. Never really considered that. And then I think I might just do a hood, because faces and like heads are hard to model. And so a hood would be cool. Gonna do a new layer just so that I don't like lose this progress. For the arm, ball joint, I do like the more kind of alien arm idea still. So maybe like this with one of these. Just longer than it should be, theoretically. And then if I actually just have the arm, would the arm bend at all? Because like, I'm thinking for the animations, right? If I just have under here the thing, and actually I'm gonna delete this because I should be doing it in like a T-pose. This should go like this. I like the idea of kind of an arm like this, though I don't know if that would be too hard to model. I could just have, like, you know, thin, spindly endoskeleton arm with giant sword, which is kind of a cool aesthetic. Especially cool if it's, like, only one arm, right? Because having, like, being a robot with like, just missing the left half of your body just sounds kind of cool to me. So yeah, I'll just do normal endoskeleton arm, just to keep things simple, actually. And I could reuse the legs and modify it for the arm. I still do want it to be, like, long, a bit long. That's too long, though, right? The arm, when it's down, should go, like, here. That should be the joint. And then that should be where the hand is, maybe. So what I'll actually just do is I'll just do bada bing. A pose. Boom. Perfect. And then for the sword design, I want it to be, I'll actually symmetrize this one, just cause. I want it to be kind of just a big guy. Actually, I will pull up Iron Will from Replicant, because I want to use that as kind of a reference, just because I think it looks cool. Iron Will near Replicant. Okay. Am I not? Okay, it's just a stupid low-res image on this, on the website, the wiki. Which, I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to get a high-res from the game, but whatever. Whatevs. This is not going to be to scale, also. Um, but the sword, it has a cool ball here. Not a ball. That's not a ball. That was like an orb. Come on. I want to get something that looks right. There we go. That looks fine. And then it kind of does this a bit before having just a kind of honestly spindly shaft. And I like that. I like the idea of the spindly shaft for a big sword. And the blade is kind of like this. There we go. I have a text that I gotta respond to quick. Hold on. Okay. Now, I'm gonna move this down just so that I can so that I can draw the hilt of it. Because the hilt, it's not gonna be anything like too special, but it will just be like like a pommel. Pommel is the right word. The hilt's the shaft. Or the hilt's this thing, I think. But yes. And so for the face, I'm thinking of just not doing a face and having like a shrouded cloak, right? So I'm actually going to bring in... I'll bring in the symmetry thing for doing the cloak on the head. So if it's like this, kinda, and then it doesn't look the greatest, but I mean, whatever. It'll be a pretty low poly type deal. I actually have okay, I do have a clue as to how I'll model the cloak. I went from having no clue to having a clue in like the span of 2 seconds. I'm just gonna have it be just a big cylinder that's like filled. Just shape it properly, and then just have the insides be inset, and then have those go up into it. So it's not gonna actually be like clothes, it will just be a cylinder. That was a sharp cutoff on the music. I was like, did YouTube stop it? And then I think having this be like a sharp cutoff like that, like it should be more ghosty. Maybe. This should be a wider face hole. It will just be shrouded in black, so like the face hole can be as big as I want it. Okay, that looks good. At least decent. Now I'm going to begin the arduous process of putting my drawing tablet over here so that I can move my keyboard back to its normal position. I've been meaning to 3D print a thing. I've been meaning to 3D print a thing so that I can like stand it up better, because it does have a stand by default, right? It does have a stand by default. It's like a drawing tablet, but because it's drawing tablet, that means that the stand is like 15 degrees incline, maybe like 20. It's not a very steep incline, which is, it's good for drawing. But the problem that leads to is that leads to it being like, it's a good angle for drawing, but when it's just sitting, I kind of want to use it as like a third monitor, just so that I can like, you know, monitor chat or something on it. But 15 to 20 degrees from being flat on the floor is not exactly great angle, believe it or not. So I've been wanting to like 3D print a thing that would, you know, hold it. Kind of like this is such a strange comparison, but you know those like Wii U stands that came with the Wii U? Like the charging cradle, but if you got the deluxe edition, then you got like an actual little charging stand thing. Not charging stand, it does not charge it. The charging stand is included by default, but then there's also just like a stand that's just plastic, no charging. And I kind of want to make one of those for this. Just 3D print it, 3D model it, you know, I can do that. But the big problem is that it's the biggest problem, the main reason why I haven't freaking done that is because my brother borrowed the 3D printer, and he just kind of like left it at his house while he's doing things. Like it's not in use by anybody, but it's just at his house, and his house is like a 3-hour drive, so I don't want to just go there, grab it, and then leave. But he's not there, so like he can't, you know, send it, like come down to visit, and then he can't like just come down to visit and bring it with him because he's not there. And so it's literally just sitting in an empty house for the time being, and it's just it's not doing anything, and it's like, bruh, I want to use it. But yeah, it's annoying, to say the least. So I think to start off for this 3D model, let me actually, oops, wrong window. Where's Blender? Blender, is this? There it is. There we go. And actually, I'm gonna hide it quick while I save. I'm saving because I don't want to like show my files right now. I'll figure out something better for that in the future, probably, but I don't want to show my files. Because, yeah, just a privacy type thing. So the cloak is going to be asymmetrical, which I think I'm going to try to model it just as symmetrical, and then I'll make the A part come later. So first off, what I should do is I should just grab these, extrude them up, shrink them down for the head, grab this in the middle, shrink that out, make it like wider, just because the head's gonna be kind of curved out like this. Ooh, I'm the Flying Dutchman. Why did I say it? Okay, so me saying I'm the Flying Dutchman is a reference to SpongeBob when he is the Flying Dutchman for Halloween, and he's just like a normal ghost, and it's really good. And he says, "Ooh, I'm the Flying Dutchman." There's a game called Play Up, and I might actually do a collab stream with Ted sometime playing it, because it's super fun. But in it, it's like an Overcooked style, but like Overcooked but a roguelike, and it's actually a super cool game. But one of the outfits that you can use in it is a ghost costume, and I like to pick it and just say, "Ooh, I'm the Flying Dutchman," and it's the funniest joke ever. It makes me laugh every time. So okay, so that's mostly done on that side. I didn't model the like the back at all, or the side view, I guess it would be, at all, because I'm just not good at doing side views in drawings. So yeah, this is just what I'm just gonna kind of wing it, which winging it does work sometimes. I want this to be more towards the back. And this can also be kind of towards the back a little bit more. Which character theme is this? Okay, Sweet Breaker. I'm like, it's one of those ones where I recognize it big, but then it's like, what is it though? For the hood. I want to do like this. Make this one go out more. Make it kind of better defined, I guess. Yeah, bring it into top view. I actually have some very ugly vertices, because I'm not very good at it. No, not that one. Or do I want that one? No, I don't. But I do want this one down there. Scale these in on the Y. Yeah. Oh, actually, no, I'm being a stupid. Hold on. Yeah, I'll just live with being a stupid, actually. I just made it kind of a lot harder to grab these corners, because now I need to like think hard about like, oh, is that a corner? I don't know, is it? Grab these top ones. Don't forget it. And then if I scale these in on the Y-axis, wait, what? Why is there? Oh, because I separated them. That makes sense. Scale these in on the Y-axis. Scale these in on the X-axis. Move them in on the X-axis a bit. Now, that's a hexagon. Which hexagons are cool, so I actually might keep it that way. Honestly, it doesn't look great, but I'm gonna say it's probably fine enough. I'm on a bit of a time limit since I kind of blew the past day. I'll apply this mirror modifier. I'm gonna regret that later, but you know how it is. Make it kind of make the Coke a little bit moved, a little bit swifty down here. You know how it is. You know how it is. And also, I'm gonna actually move it up on the Y-axis a little, just down here, but then have it affect that. Is this what I want? Now that I look at it, you know what? Good enough. I'm calling that decent for now. I'm gonna hide it, and I'm gonna model a leg. So actually, I'm not gonna start with a cube. I'm gonna start with a cylinder. And I don't need it to be 32, so I'm actually gonna go with hexagons, because hexagons are the bestagons. Move it over here, make it transparent, or go into the X-ray wireframe, whatever you want to call it. Scale it up on the Z. And then I'll just extrude this, make it larger. Let's turn off that. Extrude that, make it larger, extrude it down. Extrude it, make it smaller. And then extrude it more for the leg. And then extrude, make it larger. And I'll come back to that in a moment, but first I'm going to do this and make that larger to make it kind of more rounded. And I'll actually move this up a little, just to kind of make it more of a ball joint, as that is what it would be called. Like that. Move this back down a little. Yeah. I actually feel like this is a bit thick. Oops. Scale on X and Y only. I actually should do that for just all of it, honestly, because it all kind of seems too thick. Except for down on the foot. I want the foot to be big. So now, there we go. That looks good. Down here with the foot. And I actually will be moving this forward slightly on the Y-axis. Just this joint. Just cause that will come in useful when we're rigging it. Move this down. And honestly, since it's gonna be viewed from afar, we can just do this. Can I make this extrude from normals? Is that... I think that's a thing that I can do. Normal. I guess it would probably just be if I like do this, but since I have two selected, it just combines them. Whatever, I can just scale them up on the X a little. Scale it up on the X a little more. And move it out on the Y. And I'll also be making this a fair bit smaller. Just move that down. Oops, I think I went into rendered mode instead because I went too quick. But that looks pretty good actually for just being a crappy, like however many minutes job that was. Move this up a little. I'm not gonna model like the inside of the body because that should be just under the cloak. Yeah, but what I will do, I will actually, I'll just make it mirror around the axis. Because, or can I? I don't think I can have it mirror around the axis. I'll figure that part out later. Because what I could also just do is I could just apply the transform. And actually that might just be better. Apply location. And now we mirror. And there we go. There they are. There's 2 feet. There's 2 feet. Then I'll apply that. Take just one of them. And Shift D it. And separate by selection. So now, left leg is separate from right leg, and the this leg apparently still has that, so let's just get rid of it. So now left leg is separated from right leg. Right leg, just gonna name them up here. Left leg. Okay, that looks good. And left does it do something in the middle? Or is that just... Okay, I saw the orange dot disappearing, and I was like, oh, is that doing something? But nope, seems fine. Looks good. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So now, I will be trying another crack at the cloak. Just doing the body of it, I think. Because I want it to be... I guess I should try to make it more of like a dress, almost. Like with this model, this one, I was a bit too focused on like having it come to a point, but it shouldn't come to a point. It should kind of be like a flat on the bottom that becomes a point. So if I actually hide this and delete this, I'm going to use another hexagon. Cylinder, hexagon, yep. There we go. So, what I want the bottom to look like is something like this. Maybe stretch it out a little, but this is just kind of the general idea of what that should be. My phone's like blowing up. It's nothing. Blowing up with text messages, I should say. It's not like gonna explode. Kind of want to just make these be a bit more like form-fitting almost. Look at this. That's funny. I'll fix that in a moment. And that moment is now. It's bothering me enough. It only really needs to like cover this much. Not even really. I'll just take these two and scale them in on the Y. And actually, honestly, these four will also be scaled in on the Y. I could have scaled all of them in, but I'm good at foresight. Scale these boys in. Scale these boys in. I feel like having it be centered is looking a bit weird. It would probably lean more towards... It would probably lean more forwards. So let's just do that. Move it along a little. And also it seems like way too y-axis-y here. Flatten it out a little. Flatten this one out, just make it a bit better, and then like that. Should move in a bit more, closer to the top on the back. And I do want these to also do that a bit. Kind of just reintroduced some of the waviness that I kind of got rid of there. I feel like this is too wide near the top. I'm gonna make it kind of taper in more. It feels too stocky for me at the moment, so let's make it quite a bit less. This feels a little too stocky still, but Okay. And then extrude this up for the head. What song is this? Ah, Chicken's theme. I've never seen anybody play Chicken. So that explains why I've never heard this theme before. And then I could actually have the head expand a little, just because it's the head. And the head's kind of expandy. Scale this out on the Y. Scale this out on the Y. Oops. Scale it out on Y. Should probably be back a bit more. Should it be back more? Should it be forwards? I'm not sure. I think that's probably good enough, right? How does that look? Not great, but not the worst. Let's deal with the bottom here. Grab this, extrude, scale it inwards, and then extrude it inwards. But I'm gonna go to wireframe mode and make sure that it doesn't like clip too badly. Just like that. Okay, that should be good. And it looks decent. And could I do that on the head, maybe? Like, if I took these and then made it so that, like, this would be the face, and I could... Let's try that, actually. So, like, just big, kind of that, with a bunch of intermediaries. I should actually probably, so wide. Scale that down a little. I think what might be the best course of action is just to do the head separately, right? Because, like, that doesn't look great. Unless, like, I don't know, this would solve it. That maybe. I don't like how it looks on the front, but I mean, I guess I could decimate this or something. And for this in particular, just kind of move like these down. Scale them inwards on the Z-axis so that they fit better. And like take this, scale it in, and then have it. I was gonna say extrude, but I guess it would be intruding, right? And then actually what I'd probably want is I'd probably want it to just like go in. Like that. And then I could color that black. I kind of think it looks bad, but also I kind of think, like, it looks fine. It is hard to tell sometimes with like T poses or just like, you know, neutral poses like this, how the model will look when it's actually animated, because you can add a lot of personality with that and like make stuff look better theoretically. I think this is good enough for now. And so I'm gonna take one of the legs and just duplicate it. Move it up here. Let's make this an arm. I want to only select the one up here. So now I'm gonna have it stay not rotated while I'm just working on it, just to make it easier on myself. There we go. It was like being weird and taking a second for it to actually extrude. And actually, I'll make this joint be kind of big comparatively, so that it like shows that it's, you know, different from this other one. So I'll make it bigger. Like this. Move it up so that it's not like squished. Maybe a bit down. How's that look? Yeah, that looks right. Down here, just get rid of this. Okay, maybe only down to here. No, down to here. There we go. And then I'm thinking just like another. Also, whose song is this? Okay, Shifu's robot. I've never played against the Shifu, so that would make sense. This would be the hand, but I'm gonna kind of make it be a ball joint, just a bit long for one, you know? Kind of differentiate it a little. And since this is a arm, I want the default bend to be like that's the elbow, right? Like that is the elbow. And now I'll move it so that the like point of origin from the thing is just like, I could have that be the elbow, or not elbow, the shoulder. And then I can move this up here. I want it to connect to the cloak, so like that. Yeah. Make it more inside. And I actually will be moving this up a bit, wireframe, so I can select everything. I got another text. Okay. It doesn't look the greatest, but honestly, I think it'll work. And now, for the sword, I'm gonna do another cylinder. I sure do love my cylinders. I'm gonna rotate this one 90 degrees, so that if I like flatten it on the y-axis, then it's kind of like a sword blade. Yeah. like that. And then just in here, scale that down. If I do this, is that gonna... Okay, no, that won't properly cut it in half. I'm actually gonna do that now, just so that I don't need to deal with that later when I add more geometry. I just need to do it from both sides now, and then it should work with the mirror. Clipping. Hello? Is it gonna... If I make these a face, will it do anything? Face, face. Where's the mirror? Oh, it's because, okay, I see what the problem is. I want to apply the rotation. There we go. Silly me. So now down here, bring that down a little bit more. And then since this is going to be like the start of the, since this is kind of the start, let's just bring these in. I don't know why the scaling was being weird, but I'll just do this manually. Up here, just kind of similar type of deal. Let's make it thinner, so that's actually like a sword. Yeah, that looks decent actually. And down here it's already pretty thin, but let's make this thinner, closer to the blade. And yeah, that actually looks like a pretty solid sword blade. Now, I'm gonna make the hilt be a separate object just to make it easier, I guess. And what I'll do for this one is I'll have another cylinder, right? I'm gonna blow your stinking minds with this one. Oh crap, I should make this be in the exact center, so that this, and then I'll just hide the player. Where's the sword? It's this. Yeah, it's that. Rotate this 90 degrees like that. And then shrink it down. Move it up. I'll move it up in this mode, just so that it kind of stays uniform. Scale it out on the x-axis. Scale it down on the y to flatten it a bit, and then bada bing. Scale it in on the y. I meant z the last time. Blender 3D modeling software has Z be up and down, but like 3D gaming software like Godot and Unity have up and down be Y. And I'll take this entire thing and I'll actually just smooth it. Where's my tool panel? There they are. Okay, scale it up a little after that. Maybe bring it down a little just so that the clipping isn't obvious. And then I actually kind of like how that looks. That looks kind of sweet. Now I'll add another cylinder. Make this one start there-ish, I guess. Scale it down bigly. Scale it up on the Z a bit. Scale it down some more bigly. I want the handle to be like super, just kind of stupidly tiny, because I think that would look funny, but also kind of cool, right? I like the idea of like a long, thin handle for a giant, stupid sword. And then the pommel, make that go out a bit. It's gonna be very small in the game, so I don't need to worry about that. But yeah, that actually is kind of an awesome looking sword, I gotta say. I'm actually, like, for how easy that was, I think it turned out quite well. So now that I have that, I'm gonna join these all together. Oops, I should probably apply the mirror. So now, I will join them all together. And they are one. And I'm going to move it down so that the, like, origin will be on the handle, on the hilt. Not hilt. I'll have it like that, so that I can just have it attached where it needs to be on the hand. I want it to be kind of closer to that. Yes, that looks good. And now, left leg, this will be a arm, right arm, and then this is gonna be cloak. So now, I want to rotate the sword so that it'll actually, like, go in the hand. Bring it down like that. Bring it over. And then I feel like it should be rotated a bit to go with the angle of the arm. There we go. So yeah, that doesn't look too awful. Maybe the back of the cloak needs to be more bigger. Because, like, it's very hard for me to tell what the problem is, but it's easy for me to tell that there is a problem, you know? First off, I don't need that point, so I'll just grab a bunch of these separately. Pull them out. Kinda like that. Pull this back a bit. Pull this back, pull this back. I want it to kind of slope out. And over here, I think I just kind of ignored these. Yeah. Over here, these will also kind of be like that. Should it go in on the arms like this? I feel like that's a bit weird. Maybe it should be wider from the front. Like, by wider from the front, I mean, like, more of a flare out at the end, right? Kind of like that, and then on this side, like that. Yeah, I think that does look better. And the arm, I feel like it should kind of... Maybe that? No, I'll just keep it like this for now. Now, I want to do some coloring. I'm just going to be using basic material colors, just because. Easier. Or actually, before I do that, I'm gonna do the old BRB, because I've been drinking a lot of water, and hoo boy. So I'll be back. Hi, I'm back. I didn't learn my lesson, and I am drinking more water. Alright, I don't have chat pulled up. Not that there's anyone in it, but, you know. I feel like the armor's a little long, but, like, I think it's better to have it be long than to, you know. Whatever, I'll figure it out. So, materials. Okay. I want some pretty simple flat shading. So this will just be cloak. Material preview. Let's see as a... Like, a brown is just kind of a go-to cloak color, right? But... Like, that kind of type deal. Also, what song is this? I like this one. It's, Korea Park. Korea Park? I believe Repa is what people call him. Her. Repa? Repa? I don't know. I don't remember. It's... She's a cool character, though. I'm pretty sure her hyper card is, like, brambles that she summons. And the brambles basically make you not move on your turn and trigger a tile again. So if you have 2 normal levels and you just need to stop at your home twice, you can land at your home, and then use her hyper on yourself, and then you don't move and just trigger your home tile again, and you get your second level, and it's awesome. People who don't play Orange Juice will have no idea what I just said. I guess I'll just call this black, because it's gonna be like, it's gonna be a black, right? That's not a black, that's a gray. There we go. And the legs, I'll have it just be a metal color. And it's just gonna be like a gray, probably. Right. Metal, metal, metal. Okay. Now for the sword. The sword, I want it to be... The blade, I think, should be... I'll just make it, its own thing for the blade. Maybe I should have kept them separate. Whatever. I only need to color the, like, exteriors, right? And so just get that, that. Just grabbing a bunch of sides here. I think that's all of them for this. And then assign a new material. Call it hilt. Make sure that it's actually doing something. Yep. Then here. Grab all these sides. There's only 6 of them, so it's like whatever. I can do it manually. Add a material. I'll call this one handle. Assign that. Make sure that's actually assigned. Yep, that looks right. And then over here I can just select all. Like that. Add a new material. Pommel. Let's make sure it's working. Oops, it's not, because I forgot to assign it. There we go. Freaking, like, stupid looking colors. Okay. I do think I will move the arm in a little. Do I? Something feels off about it, and I'm trying to put my finger on it. Is it that it's too long? Is it that it's maybe too high up? Is it that the forearm's too long, maybe? I think it might just be too high up. So if I bring it out like this, and then I will just shorten, I will just shorten out the hand, or the, like, forearm, I guess it would be. Shorten that out. Better to do this before, like, rigging, because it's harder to go back on a rig. Okay. I want to move the arm in more. I kind of wanted to, like, keep it so that that joint's visible, but, I mean, whatever. Yeah, that looks fine. I think that looks good enough. I should change these colors so that they're, like, good. For the hilt, because, like, my first instinct, right, with this type of thing is, the instinct that I have is it should be, you know, gray, brown, like, silver, but that's just kind of lame. Like, what if I have, like, something more yellowish, right? Like that color. That looks not bad, actually. And the hilt can be, like, white. And by white, I mean gray. And if I have the pommel be the same color as the hilt, that would kind of make it, like, fit around the handle more, I guess. I don't know. I'm really just saying words at this point. The handle... brown is, like, my go-to for idea here, but... maybe red, like a dark red. Something like that. Oop. Doesn't look too bad. I feel like the cloak should be a different color. You know what? I'm gonna pull up a website. There's this website called Low Spec, and it's very much like a pixel art type thing. Like here. Let me pull it up. Is that it? There it is. It's very much of like a pixel art database, but what it has is it has a bunch of pre-made palettes that just other people have made. So what I can do is I can just look at these and be like, okay, which one looks good, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know. Could look through these and find a good one. What I might do is I might just use these colors for animating it, and then in Godot you can have like your own materials override these, which is probably what I'll do. So I can just change the colors inside of the engine itself. So I guess just for now, I'll start animating, or I'll make a mesh. I could do basic human, right? This is a bit complex, honestly. That's more than I want. I could just make something myself. Oops. Armature. That's the root. Let's name it respectively root. Shift D it. And this will be the hips. hips. And then actually I'll just make some spine ones. This one's the head. Head. Chest. Torso. Torso. And then Shift D this. I want to unparent it. Oop. Or I guess it probably already is unparented, right? Yeah. And I learned my lesson with the Big Chungus model. Oops. That I should have these parented to not the hips, but or these should be parented to the hips, but if the feet themselves should be parented to the root. Pull this out. Name this to foot. This to lower leg dot L. That's the important part is dot L, which I forgot there. This is upper leg dot L. Move this down a little maybe. Gotta have this go forwards just a little to show that there is the bend, because otherwise I've had some problems with inverse kinematics. Something like that, maybe. Okay. And the spine, I should actually probably curve that in a little, just to show that it's doing some curves already. Maybe. And actually, what I'll do is I'll move this up. No, I'll keep it like this. I was gonna do something that was kind of complex and stupid, but nah. Complex and stupid might be my middle name, but that doesn't mean that I'm doing it. So this, oops. This bone and this bone will be parented. Nope. Control P, keep offset. This bone and this bone will be parented. This bone and this bone will be parented, like so. Okay. Now I want to do some IK. So I believe I can select this and then Control Shift C. Add inverse kinematics. Do I want to bother with inverse kinematics? If I'm just doing like 3 frames of animation, like, kind of might not be worth it. I'm just gonna skip it, I say. That's gonna be a big mistake, but what is my life but mistakes? Armature, let's symmetrize it. There we go. And the parent should stay. Looks like they did. I'm gonna take this. And I actually do want to have its parent be that. Rotate it a little. Give it some nice arm treatment. Should have it end there so that I can have the hand be separate. The hand will actually probably only control the sword. I'll make it longer too, just so that I can actually like see it. Now that, and then that. Okay, that looks good. So now I can take these. I believe I want to grab all of the meshes first, so I'm gonna hide this. What is this cube? This is the bad cloak, right? Yeah, that sucks. What is this? I want to name it. Okay, sword. I want to make sure everything has a name, and it looks like it does. Hide the armature so I don't select it, and now I select it. And then parent with automatic weights. So now, what will happen is I should be able to enter pose mode, and the foot does kind of move with that. Why is it not like connected to the foot? What? What? Are these not connected? Hold on a second. Yeah, wait, these aren't connected. Join. Snap. What do I want? I want... I guess I'll just parent this to this. Keep offset. No, because that's not what I want. I want to... What the heck? At what point did I... Is it... Oh, is it because it's parented to the root? It might be. Since I'm not going to do IK... Let me just... Hold on. Let me just redo a bunch of progress. Except I think I can't go back any further. So let's redo all that progress. Parent? Keep offset, maybe. So like... I guess I'll just delete these, right? And then... extrude out. Can I... X mirror? Oops. Extrude? Yes, okay. Like that. There we go. So now, in pose mode, it should be very jank, but there we go. That looks great. I'm gonna... Can I just recalculate all the weights, like, without doing any weird business? Parent with automatic weights. Why is the sword affected by the foot? I know why, because it's super close to it, but that is not ideal. So let's change that. The sword should only have vertex groups for... where is it? Where is vertex groups? How do I find the vertex groups? Wait, I'm in pose mode, so if I grab it now I could probably find them. There they are. So this one should only be affected by the hand, which I did not name, like a fool. Let's name it. Edit mode. This will be forearm. This will be upper arm. And this will be a hand. Okay. So I only want it to be hand. So lock that, and then I believe I can just say delete all unlocked groups. There we go. So now this should only be affected by the hand, and this should only be affected by the leg R. Oh, there we go. Let's delete all unlocked. Upper leg R, lower leg R, lower leg R1. Yep. This one should only be lower leg L1, lower leg L, and upper leg L. And now all unlocked. Get rid of those. The cloak itself should not be affected by the legs. It should be affected purely by the head, chest, torso, hips, and then yeah, that should do it, because the root, grabbing the root will move everything but that one vertice around, apparently. That vertice is probably just not connected to anything. Need more water. Yummy! How long have I been live for? About 2 hours? I'm gonna go, I have food on the way, so I will be eating soon. So I'm probably just gonna stop streaming for a bit, and then I'll be back on later tonight. But for real this time. This one moves just the sword. Yep, looks like it. Now I do want to paint weights. So the sword should be purely red. Right. How do I draw? Add. Oh, is the normal stupid? Hold on. This is something that happens too stinking often. Let's recalculate all these normals. Mesh, recalculate outside. So now, when I grab it and then weight paint. No, is it not gonna? Is it because it's locked? It's because it's locked. That makes sense. Just want to cover the entire thing with that. Now in hindsight, I should have had this be separate from this because it's two separate bones. But I'm stupid, you see. Frick, that actually might cause problems, though. Let's find out. Not vertex paint, weight paint. So, I forgot to remove all of the things for this one. So let's just say hand, forearm, upper arm. And yeah, remove all unlocked. Okay, so hand is just going to affect the hand. So let's make it only affect the hand. Yeah, I should have just done these separately. Now forearm should affect only the forearm. So let's just subtract everything and then add in like that. Yeah, that looks good enough. It should be less up here. There shouldn't be like any up here. Okay, upper arm now. That actually looks pretty decent. Cause, yeah. Alright, that looks fine. So let's go into pose mode, quick. Now let's make an animation, just of the sword swing. Or actually, because... I should probably finish doing the paint stuff. Head, yep, that looks good. Chest, that does not look good. Let's fix that. Back to add. There we go. Torso, that looks mostly fine, but let's just make it a bit thicker. Hips need to cover pretty much the rest of it. There we go. And down here too. Okay. Now, the legs, I suppose. Let's hide the cloak. weight paint. That is not how the foot should be. It should be like purely just down there. Though I guess that's probably fine. Lower leg. Yeah, it's honestly probably fine. As long as it's not like moving the cloak with it. And I'm going to assume that the other leg's the same. Let's just do some quick pose. And yeah. Here, let's Control RG. Let's make the bones appear in front of everything else. Because otherwise, now I can see it. Perfect. So yeah, so like if I do this and I like say, ah yes, this and then that and then this. And then that, like just that. And the hips would just kind of, I don't know, feel. Can I, if I scale, ooh, if I scale the hips up, okay, that just scales the entire thing. I'll just make I could make the cloak be wider near the base just so that it's more of like a walk, but like bada bing. Got some sword swinging to do. So, default pose, I'm thinking something like this. Or here, I'll rotate the sword arm around like so. How does that look with the armature hidden? Fine enough. It looks horrible on this joint, but like, whatever. It's gonna be like this. The game's gonna look like this, so realistically, it doesn't matter too much for like these jank little things. It's kind of like always cool when the game is 3D. It doesn't need to be good 3D. For Jam, that is. And this should be a bit more like outwards. Like that. Let's make this like so that it's an actual like walk pose that would work with the cloak limitation. It's like that, and then I do think I should make it just wider in the front too. Let's do that. Kind of bring these bad boys out further. Maybe these two. There we go. And then for the pose itself, kind of want to be hunched over a little to show like, oh, I'm walking forwards. Make this rotated less so that it's not clipping. But then I also do want it to be like on the floor, right? Like, ooh, I'm carrying this giant sword and I need to drag it along behind me. That looks kind of cool, actually. If I go ahead and hide the armature. Yeah, that looks decent. I don't like how the arm's clipping through up there, but I could just move this in a little, rotate a bit first, but then move it a little in, and then just rotate the rest accordingly. And yeah, I actually think that looks pretty sweet. I could actually move the light back a bit more. Just kind of like that. Yeah, I'm kind of digging this, honestly. So, this is just like part of the walking animation, I guess. Part of a walking animation, which it will just be their one. But yeah, I plan to do quite a bit more work on this. But I think I will be stopping here for now. I do want to do some more work on this because I actually want to get a game done for this, believe it or not. So yeah, no, this is a super cool design, I think. I'm realizing that I had chat under OBS, but it's okay because nobody said anything because nobody's watching my stream. But yeah, I'm just thinking of like Hades or Transistor, like those Supergiant games, as inspiration for like how to have it look. Transistor especially because they have girl with big sword. I typed in Transistor and I should know better because I've actually used transistors IRL. I know what they be. I just still think it's funny when, yeah. But like over here, like this is the screenshot of Transistor and girl with big sword, 3D stuff. So it'll be pretty much. That's kind of what I'm going for at this point. But yeah. So I will be live in probably an hour or two. Until then, catch you later.